Get your tickets now at rvcstarlight.com.
Get your tickets at rvcstarlight.com.
Get your tickets at rvcstarlight.com.
rvcstarlight.com.
rvcstarlight.com. Or call our box office at 815-921-2160.
Call our box office at 815-921-2160.
Call our box office at 815-921-2160. Call our box office at 815-921-2160.
At 815-921-2160.
Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Wow. Hey, great.
I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
I'm here. I really am. I'm just still doing stuff and waiting for Tom, who's going to be logging in very shortly, I trust. Oh, let's at least open up the camera. Hey, good morning. How's it going? Let's change this background so I don't look so freaky. It's Spotify year in review. A cool way for the company to say, hey, we're tracking everything you do. My name is Greg. Tom will be joining us shortly. It is the 18th day of December, the year 2021, the latest it's ever been in the history of mankind. Congratulations. You made it. Glad to have you along here on this edition of the Saturday Morning Stateline Show, where we each week take a look at, some of the stuff that our local not-for-profits are doing. We have our weekly check-in with our good friend Joann from the Humane Society, who also will be joining us here shortly. I'm kind of hoping at least one, or maybe more than one, of our awesome cast or crew of the best Christmas pageant ever at Starlight Theater, Starlight Traditions show for this year, might just actually jump on with us today as well and say hello and say what they are doing with the show. We're having so much fun doing this show. And there's only 3 more chances to catch it. My understanding is at least one of the 3 shows remaining has quite a few tickets left available, and the other 2 has some tickets available. So there's a matinee show today at 2. Your Saturday night show tonight at 7 is your last evening opportunity to catch the best Christmas pageant ever. And then Sunday afternoon at 2 is the final show, the closing curtain on the best Christmas pageant ever, which has been, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful run. I've had so much fun. I talked with Tom about this last week a little bit about how, some actors really, 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 really don't want to ever work with kids or animals. Let me think for just a second. I have slightly worked with animals before. I've worked with a lot of kids in the last few years, and it's been a good experience. Starlight Theater sets expectations so well. Chris Brady is the lead director there, and what he does to prepare all of his actors and crew, he sets expectations. And that's one of the things I've definitely learned as a realtor working with clients, is if you don't have that opportunity to set reasonable expectations up front, you have a really good chance of having a bad experience. So even whether it's your workplace or your marriage or other relationships, or in the case of theater, when we begin to start doing a show, even before doing the show, during the auditions, the expectations are set. Here's what is expected of you. Here's what you can expect of us. And when that happens, now when expectations aren't met, you can go back to that person and you can say, I thought you said this was going to happen. And they can go, you're right. And you know what? Thanks for calling me on that. We're going to fix that now. Thank you for bringing it up. Or that's not what I meant. Here's what I really meant. And let's clarify that. Expectations, extremely, extremely important. And if you are just tuning in and you missed the very beginning, before we actually undid the camera at the front end of the show today, played a trailer for the best Christmas pageant ever. And so check that out if you get the chance. Would love to have you comment on that. Let's see, is there anything else that I am missing here today? I think there's one more thing I wanted to do before I get too far into the show, and that would be right here. When we log on, obviously we're doing this on Zoom. You can see the logo down in the C. If you're looking on the screen, it's the lower right corner. There's the Zoom logo, and then there's the Saturday Morning Stateline Show logo. And when we go to Zoom, once we go live on Zoom, on YouTube, we can share that screen, the YouTube link, various ways with the share button, and that gets us on a bunch of different platforms. I'm highly, strongly considering taking the show back to Facebook in the new year. I think that might be the best course of action for the show, but haven't 100% decided yet. I'm about 90% sure we'll be taking this back to Facebook. We had more live viewers when we were on Facebook Live, and I think that's just it's one of those things where when people get up on a Saturday morning and they're scrolling on Facebook, they're not scrolling on YouTube. Most people aren't scrolling on YouTube or looking for that, but people do scroll on Facebook, and the Facebook Live thing seemed to get a better response and a better connection when we were doing that. So Tom is hearing that for the first time right now and going, okay, whatever, I don't care, I'm not on either one. So oh, we got to unmute you, buddy. You're there, but you're muted.
Yeah, you know what? This thing drives me absolutely nuts. I hit the unmute and it said unmute, and then all of a sudden it's muted again. It's in the video, same thing. It started and stopped.
Probably a Zoom thing. Probably Zoom.
It's been a crazy morning. What I was saying is, could you start that whole thing over again? I missed it.
Ready, set, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Best Christmas pageant ever. Last 3 chances to catch the show. Today at 2 and 7, and tomorrow at 2. Had a great turnout last night. Had a wonderful show. My office peers, cohorts came to the show last night. So Team Sold on Tony, Keller Williams Realty Signature, came out and enjoyed the program and just loved it. And Tony said she's bringing her grandkids to the show today. So.
Cool. So 2:00, huh? That'd be the only one we could make because my grandkids will be over at sometime today. I don't know when.
Okay. Well, it's a wonderful show. Hope you can make it.
Would it be good for a 6 and a 4-year-old?
Yeah. There's a lot of kids in the show.
Okay.
And the activity, and there's no intermission.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's basically 80 minutes of boom, 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 boom. There's little chance to think about anything else because it's all
good. Well, since 90% of the kids out there are all ADD and a bunch of the adults too, me. Yeah, that's good. The intermission just screws you up. It's like, oh wait, what were we doing? Aren't we leaving yet?
Right, and that's what we originally were going to do the show with an intermission, but the second half of the show would have been so short. It's like, do we really want to take a 10-minute intermission to do 20 minutes more of show? Nah, let's just go right to the end.
Just get there. Yeah, right to the big finish.
It's worked out very, very, very well. So, but hey, before I get too far, we do have a big number of the week.
All right,
my friend. The big number of the week this week is 2.8 billion.
2.8 billion.
2.8 billion. This week's answer is Camel or Cameron. Camel or Cameron. And at last check, we had a tie score. 8-8.
88, baby.
Joann and Tom locked up in a dead heat to then a race to 10. So
Camel or Cameron?
Yes. Also, before we get too far, I want to wish a very happy birthday. My dad turned 75 on Monday. Love my dad. He's an awesome guy, best friend, and it came up in my memories that for his 70th birthday, which I still can't believe that was 5 years ago, we took him to this go-kart place, indoor go-kart place near Waukesha. I forget the name of the place, but it's super fast. You feel like you're going super fast. You're indoor, tight corners, fast go-karts. It was pretty.
Wow, I'm sure his heart appreciated that.
Right? It's like my sister and I are like, what are we doing? We're trying to race his heart to the end. No. It was fun. He's not a thrill seeker per se, but he does enjoy driving, and he's a musician and he plays in a band and does, gigs all over the place. And so there's a certain adrenaline rush you get with doing that. So
by the way, Dad, before you get into the go-kart, your insurance is paid up, right?
We let him wear the helmet. So
okay. All right,
we were all wearing helmets. But yeah, that was way fun. So happy birthday, Dad, this week. And
that's cool. I'm so glad you still have your dad. I lost mine about 4 years ago, and I like you say, he was my best friend too. We used to hang out at the McDonald's near my house all the time. We'd go probably 3 to 4 nights a week. This is before I was doing trivia, so maybe this is 6 or 7 years ago when we were doing that. And we would just sit there and work crosswords and drink coffee and just enjoy each other's company. So I truly miss him. So enjoy your dad while you still got him. And it sounds like you're going to have him for a while. So that's good.
Good advice. Nobody knows when our time is up. So cherish. Speaking of cherishing, my wife's been making t-shirt quilts for a while. I think I've shown you some of those pictures, Tom, before.
You have, yeah.
And she just got done. I want to say she made 11 quilts in about 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Been doing, other than teaching, she's been doing little else other than making these quilts, and delivered a few of them last night. Actually, I think more than a few of them yesterday to their new owners and such. But if you've ever had a drawer full or a box full of t-shirts that have been sitting in your closet or in your drawer, and you don't wear them anymore, but you'll never give them up. They have memories. They're special. Making them into a t-shirt quilt is a pretty awesome thing to do.
Yeah.
It's very special. You can wrap up in that thing or just hang it on a wall and look at it every day and remember the fond memories of whatever those t-shirts represent to you in your past. But anyway, these quilts are absolutely amazing. The other thing I definitely wanted to shout out this week, I'm going to check we were having weird volume levels last week. It was like you were getting good volume and then my volume was dropping out for some reason. I don't know why. Everything sounds solid here. So maybe it was just, I don't know, maybe it was a YouTube thing. Did have a really cool closing this week. A family that I've been working with for almost a year, probably about 11 months. And a couple different times had homes under contract that just did not come together. Finally settled on buying partially finished new construction. So a house that the foundation was already done. I think the frame was already up. And so we knew what the layout was going to be, but it was not quite halfway done yet. And it just closed yesterday after going under contract, I think in August. So congratulations to the Dar family and their awesome New Caledonia home. That was really, really cool to see.
Cool.
I say this sometimes, some clients, I'll say, you know what, I'd live here. Okay. For whatever reason, or the location, the house, whatever, I'd live here. Or even more so, like the house that they just bought, like this is the house I would really like as my next and my last house. The ranch style house with the split bedroom layout that they bought is like, that's it. That's where I would love to be.
Isn't your previous address always your last house?
Badoom, dad joke right there. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. And what do you got for shout outs this week, Tom? Anything? We don't have any guests apparently joining us, even though I invited some people. I'm looking at you people, but anyway, what do you got, Tom?
Other than the Green Bay Packers, there's not much to shout out.
Packers
I don't know.
Bears.
Packers Bears. So I had a DJ gig on Sunday, right?
Okay, right. Yep.
And I left for my DJ gig around probably about 12:30, quarter to 1. Probably about, I think it was like quarter to 1, maybe even 10 to 1 when I left. And I had to be in Elgin but I had to be there by 2, set up and ready to play by 3. It takes me 15 minutes to set up, especially for a gathering like this. It was a fairly small gathering in like an old restaurant type setting. So I knew it wasn't going to be too bad. The only issue was the music. They wanted a lot of Latino music, merengue, cumbia, which I'd never heard of, and salsa. And so I had to download a lot.
I need the exact. When I get that stuff like that, I go, I need the exact artist name and song title because I'm clueless.
Well, they didn't have any of that. They just said just the music. That's all. We just want to dance. Okay, no problem. So I just went to Spotify and downloaded a bunch of it. It worked out. It worked out quite well. Well, anyway, I left the venue at about 7:05, maybe 7:10, maybe even 7:15. I don't know. By the time I got out of town and on I-90 and home, so I didn't make it home until 8:25. Kathy was at church, so I came in. TV wasn't on. I turned the TV on real quick, and all I could see, the very first thing I saw was Hakeem Frank or Grant. I don't think it's Hakeem, but it might be. Whatever it was, Grant running back a 97-yard punt return. Now it's 24-14. Like, oh dear God, are you kidding me? Is this the game? Is this the one where the Bears finally find a blind squirrel finds a nut in finds a nut once in a while? Whatever.
They went up 10-0.
10-0, yeah, and then it was 10. Then it was 10-7, 14-10. Then it was 17-14, 24-14. And then that was it. Aaron Rodgers basically said,
Oh, you were thinking the same thing I was thinking, though. It's like, is this going to be that game that we just did we look past? You don't look past the Bears. This is a conference rival. No, they didn't look
right.
We just had
That's right. And I will say the Bears are a very good team. They're 4-9. Record doesn't show it. They're a very good team. They got a lot of good players, and they got a fairly decent scheme. Some of their offensive play calling is horrible. It was bad with Nagy. It's just as bad with Bill Lazor. Their defense does not impress me. It doesn't impress me. Now, you were down Khalil Mack. You were down Akeem Hicks. You were down 3 or 4 guys who have been kind of the signature of that defense for the last 4 or 5 years. So that does make a difference. But you've got Aaron Rodgers on the other side, and he truly does own the Bears. The joke that's been floating around is, did you hear the McCaskies just sold the Bears? The new owner is Aaron Rodgers. So, and it's kind of funny. Jimmy Graham, Matt Nagy himself, Hub Arkish on the radio, a lot of people. I don't know about Matt Nagy. I shouldn't say that. I think he intimated this, but it's something to the effect that, we do have to play better. We have to show up when we play the Bears or the Packers. But Hub Arkish in particular,
he admitted to should have having gone for it on 4th down and didn't do that. And yeah,
absolutely. I mean, just different things. But in particular, Hub Arkish, I heard him say, and Jimmy Graham and quite a few others on radio have said, yes, he does own the Bears. When you're 25-4 or 23, whatever it is, when you have that kind of a record, and then you go back another 10, 15 years before that with the Brett Favre era, you're like 40 and 12 against the Bears over the last 10 years, 15, 20 years.
20, yeah.
20. Or whatever that works out to be, 30 years almost. Wow. I mean, man. Mm-hmm. So Aaron Rodgers, and quite frankly, if you need that for bulletin board material to get you up for a Bear Packer game, then, well,
what are you doing?
You shouldn't. You shouldn't need that. The whole bulletin board material thing is just kind of weird.
And some need it and some don't. You should, in your own conference, you shouldn't need anything.
No, God, no. I mean, it'd be the same thing as Denver and Kansas City or San Diego and Las Vegas.
I caught the end of that Kansas City Chargers game. Was it Thursday night?
Thursday night, yeah.
Oh my goodness! I thought, I'm actually kind of rooting for the Chargers. I'm like, come on,
I was,
and
I was absolutely.
They had it. It was there.
I know.
Gave it up. Mahomes.
I know.
Great.
No, Kansas City's not going to go real deep in the playoffs. They're good enough. They'll probably get I don't know if they'll get a home field. They might. If they're the top of the 7 teams, one gets a bye. That one will probably be New England. So the rest of the remaining 6 teams, if you're on the top 3, you will get a home field game, a home game. So Kansas City should get a home game. San Diego will not, because they will not be the winner, the division winner. The division winner will get the home game. The wild cards will not. So, Kansas City will probably win that game, and then moving forward, playing Buffalo, playing New England potentially. No, I don't see them winning. I just don't. I heard it said best on the radio this week. Patrick Mahomes is a lot of flash and dash, taking nothing away from him. He's a great quarterback. But what we're so in awe of is his, the sidearm flip and the little punch, the little jump pass, whatever. All of those little things he does. But as far as pure mechanics, he's not that good for pure mechanics. To sit back there and do this and find your guy, that's not his game. So when the status quo changes a little bit, he doesn't roll with the changes as well. So Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. He will probably be in the Hall of Fame. But then again, Joe Namath is with 80 fewer touchdowns than interceptions, by the way, which is just ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, 80. It was like 160 touchdowns and 240 interceptions. It's 60 or 80, something like that. Sorry, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
No, I didn't realize how bad his numbers really were as a passer.
No, he was an average quarterback at best.
Said he would win the Super Bowl, and he did it.
Yeah, but why not? Because you're not going to win the game. You're going in. Nobody thinks the Baltimore Colts, the vaunted NFC at the time, Baltimore Colts, were going to lose to the upstart Jets in just the 3rd year of the merger. And nobody ever thought that was going to happen. And it did. He called his shot, and he won. End of story. It made him a folk hero, an icon, and he was in New York.
NFL.
What's that?
It was good for the NFL.
It was very good for the NFL. It's what put them on the map. The NFL-AFL merger became the National Football League, and then the NFC and the AFC. And you're right, it put them on the map. And then Joe Namath then stars in movies. He's on TV. He's all over. He's ubiquitous. He's everywhere. And he's a star because he's Broadway Joe.
Broadway.
Why not? Had he not won that, Joe Namath would not be in the Hall of Fame. Joe Namath would be nothing more than Eric Kramer. I mean, really, not to disrespect Eric Kramer, but actually Eric Kramer had better numbers than Joe Namath.
There's a thought.
Joe Namath would have been a flash in the pan.
There's a thought.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a great finish to the season. If they finish the season, they've postponed games this weekend now because
I know. I was all set to watch some football today, and the only game I get to watch will be Indianapolis and Jackson and New England tonight.
Colts Patriots should be a good game.
That's going to be a really good game. It will be. I find myself almost rooting for the Patriots.
Well,
here's why. I never hated. Well, no, that's right. I do. I like Frank Reich. I think he's a great coach. Yes. Former Buffalo Bill. He's a great coach. I do like him. But, and I have Jonathan Taylor in my fantasy, so I hope he scores 27 touchdowns. So I'll be happy with that. They can lose 114 to 112, and I don't care. No, I don't really have a rooting interest other than the fact that, other than the fact that I kind of want to see Belichick do it without Brady. So we can actually put this thing to rest of, Brady won the divorce. Yeah, Brady went from one system to another system. He is a great quarterback, no question about it. But they were 7-5 last year at this time. 7-5. And Bruce Arians went up to Brady and said, here's the deal, Tom. I'm going to let you kind of do your own thing. I recognize that we're kind of flailing a little bit, 7-5. Everybody thought we were the preseason favorite to win the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen if I get in your way. I'm paraphrasing this. I'm going to basically let you do your thing. So Brady kind of took over as the default offensive coordinator. And look what happened. A combination of Brady and Bruce Arians. And they won the Super Bowl.
And oh gosh,
and a little help from the NFL refs in the NFC Championship game. Oh, did I say that out loud?
well, and
Rob
his,
Gronkowski,
the actual offensive coordinator, the former quarterback.
Daryl Bevell.
No. He was a quarterback for the.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Jaguars.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I know, and he's a pretty good coordinator.
Let's see if this will work. Byron Leftwich.
That's
Leftwich.
right.
That's what was on the tip of my tongue. Leftwich. Byron Leftwich, who was a decent NFL quarterback.
He was.
He was all right, but he
was Joe Namath without the Super Bowl.
He was Joe Namath without the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because there have been a ton of quarterbacks in the league over the last 40, 50 years that 90% of them are not even close to being a household name.
No. And
remember Brandon Whedon?
A little bit.
Okay, a little bit. There you go. And he was a great college quarterback. And then he went to Cleveland and he went to Dallas. And he was an okay pro. He was a great backup, great guy to have on your bench.
You can have, let's face it, you can be the best quarterback coming out of college and get into the pros. And if you get into a system that don't fit you,
I'll give you a list. I would give you a list as long as my arm. Gino Torretta is another one. He was a Heisman winner.
And then
I don't know.
The coach, it comes down to coaching. If the coach does not rally a team, a full team of defense, offense, and special teams, the whole thing.
This is why I've kind of changed my mind on the whole Brady thing being the greatest of all time. Yeah, he's got 7 Super Bowls, but guess what? Brady's team has 7 Super Bowls. He didn't win them himself. I don't want to take anything away from Tom Brady. He is great. No question about it. But he wins everywhere he goes. Okay, I get it. But that's because he's always in a good system. He's in part making that system better. So it does go hand in hand. No question about it. But he goes to the one team where he had a chance to win now. They had a very good team assembled down there. Great defense, a very good offense. They had the one missing piece, which is what you could say about a half a dozen teams out there today. One missing piece. Nothing comes to mind right now when Denver comes to mind. Teddy Bridgewater's a good quarterback, but you put Peyton Manning, a healthy Peyton Manning, back on that team, and that's another Super Bowl team.
Scott chimed in on the YouTube comments and said, Joe Namath, 173 TDs, 220 interceptions.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Right. I was about 30 off or whatever, but
almost 50.
Yeah.
7 more interceptions than TDs.
Yeah. And even then, 220 TDs or interceptions. I did get that part right. But even then, think about it. 173 TDs. You know how many Aaron Rodgers has? He has 400. I want to say 439. Brett Favre had
Brett Favre's record.
I thought he already broke it with the Packers.
3 shy of breaking the Packers all-time record.
He'll do that. He'll do that tomorrow.
Is he going to do that tomorrow? Maybe he'll tie it tomorrow. I'm not going to say
First half. No, I don't know. Anyway, no. So that's good. That's
should be wearing.
But Tom Brady is up in the 600s now, and basically there's 30 quarterbacks with 400 or better, and there's 150 quarterbacks with 200 or better. So you're telling me
Dan Marino.
What's that?
Dan Marino. I mean, he was such an excellent quarterback. We never got the ring. If there's
no, what did he have? 420 touchdowns, I think.
Probably. This actually looks kind of cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I like that, Gilligan.
For this the rest of the day, Gilligan Santa Gilligan. Which
I can see the G on there. It stands for Gilligan, right?
All right, there's your Packers talk.
Well, we really didn't talk about tomorrow's game.
Tomorrow's game.
Prediction.
What is my prediction? I don't even know what to predict.
Well, okay, so Baltimore is a little lame right now. Lamar Jackson is day to day, hour to hour, minute by minute. So if you've got him on your fantasy team, I would consider probably not playing him because he's going to go up against a fairly angry Green Bay defense, one that really wants to put people away. And I believe that this defense does that. I think Joe Barry, our defensive coordinator, has the killer instinct. I'm not so sure about Matt LaFleur, but Joe Barry does, unlike Mike Pettin did last year. So I think you're going to see a very, very, very strong effort by the Packers. So I think the Packers are going to score probably 34, and I think they're going to give up no more than 13. I think 34-13.
Wow.
Well, I know I tend to pick them high because they should win. I'm going by what I think they should do.
They should win even if Lamar Jackson plays, but I have so much anxiety over their special teams, and I don't recall how good the special teams are for Baltimore, but I'm guessing they're very good because Harbaugh is a good coach.
They're probably pretty good. Green Bay special teams is awful. Just look at last week.
If you give up touchdowns to special teams, you better score 30 because they're going to probably score 20. So
here's the reason I think Green Bay has one element this year in their defense that they haven't had in the last few years. Well, a couple of elements. One, Joe Barry, I think, is a dynamite defensive coordinator. But two, speed. Lots of speed. And they've got a very good linebacking core with Devondre Campbell in there now. Whitney Merciless was huge until he broke his bicep. He didn't break his bicep. He broke whatever he tore his, whatever it was, bicep injury.
Arm muscle. Yeah. Good morning, Joann.
Yeah, something like that. Good morning, Joann.
Good morning. I'm a little fluffy today. I don't know. I should be like you guys and put a hat on.
Yeah, you should. Greg's got a ton of hats. He'll loan you his.
Let me see if I can just put
I have a Green Bay Packer hat.
Oh, by the way,
I don't know. I got it. Whatever.
We're getting a bunch of help from Scott this morning because Scott is chiming in on the YouTube live comments, and he reminds us Aaron has 439 TDs. Tom Brady 617.
He said home Googling.
That is true, but now think of it this way. And by the way, thank you, Scott. That's awesome. Thank you. Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, forget the first 3 years. He came in, he was a rookie in 05, 06, 07. He sat there and watched Brett Favre. I think he had 1 or 2 touchdowns. He might have gotten in late in the game or something like that. So everything he's done is from 2008 to the present. So what is he in year 14? What is Tom Brady in year 82? I mean, Tom Brady's been playing for 22 years, 22 seasons, and he's got 439 to 617, you said?
439 for Aaron, 617 for Tom.
617.
So that's Aaron plans on playing for at least another 5 years the way he's talking.
So whatever 21 and 17 is. No, not 21 and 17. 71 and 60. Anyway, he's about 180 behind him. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady would have to quit after this year, and Aaron Rodgers would have to play another 4 years or so to be able to get that.
Right. We'll see what's going to happen. How good is Jordan Love? Do the Packers want to really reinvest in another long-term deal with Aaron Rodgers? It's a big question mark.
Do it. If this year doesn't tell you all you need to know, just do it. Keep Aaron Rodgers there for life. If you have to get rid of Jordan Love, someone's going to take a chance on Jordan Love. Go ahead. Get a late first rounder for him, or maybe a couple of early second rounders for him, or something like that. So fine, wash your hands of it and say, okay, we made a slight mistake. Then you go out and get another quarterback, maybe next year or something like that, and say, okay, Aaron, now the ball starts again in 2 years when we know you're going to be 40, 41 years old. We don't want another Brett Favre situation where we don't know. You
got Kurt Bankert.
Yeah.
Keep Kurt around as the backup for the next couple years.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. Trade Jordan Love. Learn from what happened with Brett Favre. He still had 3 good years in him when you let him go.
That's right.
He did. Right. I mean, he took the Vikings to the NFC Championship. He almost took the Vikings to the Super Bowl.
He almost did. And were it not for the fact that Brett Favre threw another one of his careless 347 interceptions. Go ahead and check that, Scott. It was something like that. It's 356, 347, somewhere between 340 and 370. But anyway, and by the way, I think Brett Favre has the most interceptions ever by a quarterback.
Right.
And he's got 520 or 530 touchdowns. I look at these numbers and I don't write them down. I don't have them exactly in front of me, but
you're close.
But anyway, well, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Aaron Rodgers is 4-1 touchdown, better than 4-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And Tom Brady is 2.7, I want to say 2.7-1. And that is his closest competition. And beyond that, it's a big drop off. Brett Favre is like 1.6-1 for interceptions to touchdown ratio. I'm beginning to believe that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time, because just if you're measuring it with championships, don't, because that's a team thing. That's a coaching thing. It's an organizational thing. But you look at pure numbers and the fact that Tom Brady's played for 22 years, Aaron Rodgers has played for 14 years. Aaron Rodgers has the highest passer rating of all time, 108. He's got the best touchdown to interception ratio. The guy is just absolutely amazing. And he's working on his third MVP.
Yep. He is.
All right,
Hey,
I'm done now. Prediction 34-13. They're going to slow down Lamar. And Lamar's probably not going to be effective. What do you say, 30-20?
I'm saying 30-20.
Fine with yours. I don't care. Joann, what's your prediction?
She's going to say, unmute and say, Packers will win.
Packers will win.
There you go. Oh, you just had to make him right, didn't you?
Yeah.
I could see that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Hey, we do have some SMS info to share with you today, and I'm going to try.
Yeah, I hate to not be predictable.
Well, you'll have a witty comment later. I trust you for that. If I go to SMS info and if I use my background thing, is that going to work? That's not going to work.
Wow, scary eyes.
I still got to figure out the face lighting because I've got a light right here. It should cause this not to be all freaky on it like this, but whatever. It's not going to
freaky eyes.
All right. So SMS info for this week from Rtfkt.com. And this actually comes from the Norwegian, the restaurant down off of Maine.
Yeah, very good place.
Yeah. They've have their snow market for this weekend. And in years past, it's only been like a one-night thing. They're doing it 3 days this year because it's so popular. Good. 1402 North Main Street in Rockford. They've transformed into a Nordic fishing village for their third annual snow market. Get this. Here's some of the things you can do between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. tonight and tomorrow. For the kids, they've got a herring toss. Love that. Get your picture taken with a Yeti. A lot of people have been doing that the last couple of years. Horse-drawn carriage ride through Churchill's Grove, Viking dice games, and a Viking wooden yard game. There's a couple of different ones there as well. I'm told the glog is amazing. The food is amazing. And the lights and decor are absolutely gorgeous. The pictures I saw from last night, my son went with his fiance. They enjoyed themselves a lot, and it looked just gorgeous. What they've done with the lights and stuff is just way cool. It's spaced out nicely too, so you're not all crowded. 3 until 9 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night at the Norwegian in Rockford. Sounds like fun.
Have you eaten there?
I have 3 times.
Oh.
It is so good.
I'm just checking with Tom because sometimes he says it's wonderful. He's never been there.
Why would I say it's wonderful if I've never been there?
Because you like to be amiable.
No. Well, thanks for that. But no, I don't say it's wonderful. I'll say I've heard it's wonderful. No, I've been there 3 times. It is good. It's a little pricey, but that's okay. I mean, you go there knowing
that's the only thing that I thought it was kind of pricey.
A little bit.
My friends are
to get there for a long time.
I hope no one's listening. Well, I don't hope no one's listening. I hope my friends aren't listening when I say that.
My buddy, we all went there for breakfast one morning, and my buddy ordered pancake balls. Oh my God, they were awesome. It was like eating donuts, I guess. Dip them in syrup and eat them. They were good. They were balls made with pancake.
There we go.
Yeah.
Get your pancake balls at the Norwegian.
I don't think they call them that, but I think they gave it a Norwegian name.
As long as they're not sweaty. Bethesda Covenant Church, they've got an awesome thing going on. Jerry Gilmore is a member there at Bethesda Covenant, and they've opened up Mercy House this fall. It's a building behind the church, according to the Rockford Register Star. Everything there is free. They accept nearly anything that's in good shape as far as donations go. Gilmore says you never know what people will need. And inside the store, you're going to find hygiene products, clothing for all ages, lamps, dishes. It's all part of the church's outreach mission. Mercy House is in need of some more donations as far as kitchen items, children's clothes, linens for beds and bath, and non-perishable food items. Items can be dropped off there at Bethesda between 9 and noon on Thursdays, and Sundays after church. They're there till about noon. And the store itself, the Mercy House store at Bethesda Covenant Church itself, is open on Thursdays from 9 till 2. Again, it's not really a store. It's free. It's all free stuff. If you are in need, there is a place to go and get some stuff that you might need. I'm going to go ahead and skip this. Got a bunch of randoms for you. One of the randoms I wanted to ask you guys today, is there a movie, think about this while we're finishing up, is there a movie that you know you've seen more than 10 times? So think about that for a minute while we finish up our, why is this being goofy on me today?
Is it just Christmas movie or?
Any movie that you've seen more than 10 times.
Off the top of my head, I can name you 10 of them.
Oh, well, all right. Your favorite
wait.
one. Hold that thought.
I'll wait.
Here comes our randoms. All right. Astronauts on the space station have little to no sense of thirst. It's a zero gravity thing, and they have to actually wear timers to remind them to hydrate regularly.
Interesting.
Who would have known? Apparently something to do with gravity that reminds us we're thirsty or something. A survey finds 73% of adults like to wear clothes until they wear out. I'm one of those. Do you know what the oldest piece of clothing is that you still regularly wear? I have t-shirts that are 21, 22 years, 23 years old that I still regularly wear.
Wow.
I do. I have a t-shirt.
I'm so glad you didn't say underwear.
No. Underwear don't last that long, and if it does, it shouldn't.
He keeps that in the back of his drawers.
I don't know how old my underwear is, but I do know I have because I specifically, there's one shirt that I wear probably once a month or every other month, and it has the date on it when I got it, and it was 2020.
You have your key.
So I was like, I was wearing it this last week, and I was like, this is the 21-year-old shirt.
2020? Wow. You mean 2000?
Oh, that year 2000. You're right. The year 2000.
Yeah.
I went to program director grad school in Las Vegas with Dan O'Day's PD grad school, and got this awesome t-shirt with I've shown it on this show before. I'm sure I have.
I think you have. I think I've seen it.
Old man and the old woman with the pitchfork, and they're wearing cool red headphones.
Oh yeah.
That's the one. Rolex announcing sales are up 45% year over year, and 67% in the US compared to pre-pandemic. What's going on with Rolex? Apparently, wrist watches are making a bit of a comeback, at least the pricey ones. Business Insider, they're reporting that over 182 high-ranking government staffers violated federal conflict of interest laws with their trading activities, including investments in pharma companies and cryptocurrencies. You know, the whole deep state thing, it's got to be, we got the swamp.
Oh yeah.
How is that going to be cracked down on if over 180 of them are in cahoots? Something's got to. Term limits. This is my push for term limits. Hashtag term limits. Okay, now move on now. Nike has acquired Rtfkt. It's a brand that creates virtual sneakers and collectibles. We've talked a little bit about the virtual market before on the show, NFTs, stuff like that. Nike's getting in that game now. In the last 4 years, American malls have lost a third of their value. According to The Real Deal, American malls have lost about 33%. Ouch. What are we going to do with malls in America? The Earth's core is hotter than the surface of the sun. How do they know? I don't know. Swiss Mile. Oh, this is cool. I got to show this. Swiss Mile is a robotics company in Switzerland. They've developed this robot that can both stand on 2 legs, walk on 4 legs, and drive like a car. This thing is so cool. I had to show it to you. So I'm going to go to the screen and show you this robot, a quadruped humanoid robot. And the video that I want to show you is right here. What does this thing do? Well, let me just show you what it does. Look at this thing. You see that?
Wow.
Imagine that with a seat on top. Then you could, if you could ride something like this, you'd have to be strapped in like more than like a horse. I don't know how you'd strap into something like this. Some kind of bubble with a seat belt. Talk about your all-terrain vehicle, though.
Oh my God, that is cool. Those wheels look a little small, though.
Yeah. This is obviously like a prototype, but man, the thing is so cool. It goes up and down stairs. There's this really cool thing where where's the thing with the car? Maybe that was the other video. Maybe it was this video. Oh yeah, here we go. The thing with the car. Is it a race? Well, it's a race until you get to an obstacle. So the car is going to be faster at first. But what are you going to do at the stairs, car? Well, watch this. I'm just going to roll right down these stairs. And look at the body of that thing. It's not bouncing at all. It's amazing. So
looks like an animal, like a dog or something.
It acts like an animal.
Begging for a biscuit now.
Yeah.
All right. So there is
interesting.
Your Swiss Mile robot. And one more thing I got to show you today is from my buddy Mike G. He posted on his page. He's been a fan of Cheap Trick over the years, so much so that he gets their annual Christmas card.
Wow.
Here are some of Cheap Trick's Christmas cards through the years. Happy holidays, 2000 plus 6. Signatures on the back. Happy holidays, XXX 2000 plus 7.
Oh, I see how they do that. Okay.
Bah humbug, just kidding. Happy holidays, 2000
That's
plus
cool.
8. I think that's a pretty cool one right there. Signatures. Happy holidays from Cheap Trick out in the snow, 2000 plus 9. 2000 plus 10. Cheap Trick classic holiday Christmas cards through the years, 2000 plus 11.
Wow.
To yours. There's a young Cheap Trick right there. Look at the faces there. Signatures. Band pick, Dream Police, 2000 plus 12.
Have you ever seen them in concert, Greg?
Live in concert? I've never seen them live in concert.
Neither have I, and I'm kind of ashamed to say it. I would love to see them. I'm going to go see. I'm going to try and go see them if they're ever in town or even remotely close. I'm going to try.
Trick nog.
Yeah.
It's got a taste that smacks of something irresistible.
Wow. What is that? 2000 plus what?
2014. This is 2015. Thanks for sharing these, Mike G. This was a really good idea to scan these. Because who else gets these? I'm sure some other Rockfordians get these. Cheap Trick Christmas tree. Very, very fun.
We're all right.
Christmas time is here.
Radio spot.
Dear Santa, I wish it could be Christmas every day. I've been mostly good all year and hope I still are on the nice list. Here's some sweet stuff that would put a great big smile on my face.
Oh, I'm
Did
sorry.
you have a chance to look at
And there's 2020 and the latest. Look at the shadow of Santa Claus with the guitars. Awesome. Very awesome. Again, thank you, Mike G, for sharing. That awesome. All right. So Christmas movies or any movie that you know you've seen more than 10 times, and you obviously you like it if you've seen it that many times.
Okay. Hang on one second. Back to the Future, I've seen dozens of times, if not 100 times. And that includes Back to the Future's 1, 2, and 3. Greatest movie
You guys all
ever.
want to be on the radio, right?
Ask her what her favorite movie is she's seen more than 10 times. All right, Joann.
I'm sorry, we are in a frenzy right this minute. Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah. Wizard of Oz, seen it several times. A lot more than 10.
Mary Poppins, all the children's movies. I think I've seen Frozen 20 times with my granddaughter.
When my kids were younger, especially my girls, we did the Beauty and the Beast, we did the Aladdin, all of those Disney movies that were coming out in early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, all throughout the 90s when they were still 8, 10, 12 years old. We saw all of them because we own all of them, and every once in a while. School of Rock is another one. My son and I love that movie, and that was our homeschool treat. I homeschooled my son for a number of years, and we would always watch that like on Fridays or whatever. We probably saw that 30 or 40 times. Dumb and Dumber, Evolution, Bandits. These are just some great movies that I've seen over and over again. But Christmas-wise, Christmas Story, just saw it the other day. I've seen that one a number of times. It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen that one a number of times.
We wore out the Aladdin VHS tape. The ones that you guys didn't mention that are on my hot and heavy list that I love, a Groundhog Day.
That's on my list. I've seen that one multiple times.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, the first one, the original.
First one, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I've seen that many times. Don't own it on DVD, so I saw it in the movie theater, and then I've seen it several times on TV.
And the Ron Dahl one that I like is Matilda. Because he wrote both of those books.
Yeah, he did.
And then
I love Matilda.
There's two movies that have only 3 letters in their name that I've also seen probably more than a dozen times each, easily. The Christmas one is Elf.
Yeah, Elf.
ELF. The other one is UHF. Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh yeah, UHF.
That movie still probably still my favorite movie out of all of them. It's a Wonderful Life you mentioned, but Elf, UHF, I see probably almost every year.
Not a big Will Ferrell fan. That's what keeps me away from Elf. I did like the movie, but I've seen it once and I've seen bits and pieces of it. Just not a big Will Ferrell fan. He's such an overactor. It's not my cup of tea.
I got to be in a mood for overacting, I guess. But some of the other Will Ferrell movies, I'm like, nope, no thanks. But all right, so that's our SMS info for this week. Share in the comments what movies you've seen more than 10 times. You love them that much. And Joann, want to take us around Pause Humane Society for this?
I wanted to mention today is our open house from, I think it's 5 to 7, 3 to 5. We're having the 12-hour adoption event going on today from 9 to 9. So if you are, I think you have to have like an application in to come in, but I guess let me switch my phone around, my video around, and I'll take you around. This is our cat of the week.
Got the Christmas decorations up.
Selena. She's just a unique little girl. I love her nose. I asked her if she had a nose job, and she said no.
No, it's natural.
But she's older. She's 7 years old, front declawed, and would need a quieter home without dogs. We're always worried about our declawed cats going with dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have the same protection. We got some new dogs in, but they're being kind of quiet. They were barking earlier. Ooh, look at that busy boys.
Woohoo!
They say, take me out of this cage, please.
Good looking pups.
I think we just got 4 dogs. 5? Oh, Oh, there's a couple in here. These are puppies. No, there's one in here. What are the dogs? Mix. These? Oh, they are. Look at that pose. These are catahoulas. That's kind of
Catawadas?
catahoulas. And these are shepherd hounds.
Louisiana a lot down there.
Yeah, Catahoula leopard dog. That's kind of a popular dog in the South.
Huh. Not easily spotted.
I love the little spotty one. They're nice little dogs. And we've got tons of kittens today. There's a nice squeeze. They're busy eating, kind of messing with these people who are doing cleaning, trying to make you guys dizzy. You're fine.
No, you're succeeding.
Making you dizzy?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's a short trip.
Glad you said that.
So we're going to have a busy day today. Hopefully get a lot of adoptions. I always hope for 12 hours we get 12 adoptions.
Nice. By the way, Joann, how did last week go with pics with Santa's helper, Santa Claus, Mrs. Santa Claus?
That was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Oh, was it a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I look at this little fluff butt.
Oh,
pretty girl.
Wow.
Very pretty. And just a reminder too, as Joann is touring the Paws Humane Society today, just remember, please do not get your child a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah,
That's all
no matter
I
how
want
much
is a
he bags.
hippopotamus for Christmas.
It's not a good thing. It's a Yule-tried tradition, like bunnies for Easter, but sadly each year, most of the hippo heroes that Santa brings through the front door end up at the local SPCA. So don't do it.
All I want is I can't sing like Greg can sing.
A 2-car garage is not enough.
Here's a true volunteer.
I'm sure that volunteer appreciates that shot right there.
Yeah,
and I'll have to
well,
end our video now, everybody. I'll have to.
It's and here again is Selena. So that's our day today.
Awesome.
She really gets into her work.
Very, very well done. Thank you for all your help and wonderful work out there, Paws Humane Society volunteers. You're wonderful. 815-299-PAWS, the number to call if you have questions for Paws Humane Society Rockford, or visit their awesome website, pawshs.org.
And it's 9 to 9 tonight, so we're already starting with people coming in. So it's
cool.
One of our busiest days of the year.
All right. So our big number of the week this week, let's get into that before we wrap up our show. 2.8 billion is the big number this week. That's right. 2.8 billion. We have a tie score 8-8 between Joann and Tom in this race to 10. And will someone take a 1-point lead? Will they both score?
What was the choices? I didn't hear.
The answer this week is Camel or Cameron. Camel or Cameron.
Did she hear how many the number was?
Yeah, I did hear that.
This is a big number. All right. Give me your guess, please. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cameron.
Camel.
Ooh,
I didn't hear what Tom said.
One of you is getting a point. All right. So have you ever heard of King Abdulaziz's Camel Festival in Saudi Arabia?
I have not.
At Saudi Arabia's popular King Abdulaziz's Camel Festival, basically it's a beauty pageant for camels, and the prize money that they dole out, I'm sure it's not to all, just the winner. It's probably, the top 10 or something. $66 million in prize money. Authorities recently disqualified over 40 camels for getting artificial cosmetic work done, including Botox on camels.
Wow.
What is wrong with you people? So our winner is it's Cameron, James Cameron, back in 2009, who released the Avatar.
He doesn't look
movie.
excited enough. Give me the point.
You've already won 2 breakfasts. I want my free breakfast.
What is breakfast? 2009, James Cameron's Avatar premiered in London to critics' delights. At the time, it was one of the world's most expensive movies. Production costs and marketing costs were over $400 million. And since it has grossed over $2.8 billion worldwide.
Wow.
That's how you do a movie right there.
Are we doing a broadcast next week?
Well, next Saturday is Christmas morning. I'm planning on logging in and saying hello. I might be here with my grandsons that morning.
I'll do it with you if you want.
You want to?
What about you, Joanne?
No.
I was kind of asking for a pass. I haven't missed any, but I was kind of saying I wanted to do something else.
Please.
No,
yeah, by all means. By all means. It's,
But I'll be there the next week.
Well, the next week will be New Year's Day. You're good with that?
I could be here on New Year's Day.
Yep.
Well, let's do it. Remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone today. We'll try to do the same and meet you back here for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Joanne.
Can you stick around for a couple minutes?
Yep.
Can you stick around for a couple minutes, Greg?
Will do.
Okay.
You're done with me?
Thanks, Joanne.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Joanne.